Juan Carlos Ferrero's analysis of Carlos Alcaraz. The Spanish champion's coach expects a long match against Taylor Fritz in Friday's semifinals and points out that what sets the Mercian apart is he enjoys himself on the court. Juan Carlos Ferrero, coach of Carlos Alcaraz, stated that the Spaniard's Wimbledon tournament so far has been a 10. He expects a long match against Taylor Fritz in Friday's semifinals, 1:30 p.m. local time on center court at Wimbledon, and highlighted that what sets the Mercian apart is he enjoys himself on the court. Alcaraz's coach spoke with Spanish media on Wednesday at Wimbledon to analyze the duel against Fritz and his pupil's progress in the tournament. Meanwhile, his pupil decided to take the day off. As usual, he will do some exercises and stretching at the house he's been living in for almost a month, but he won't go to the All England club to train. He has gone from less to more since the first match, gradually raising his level. I think the conditions are different from Queen's and he needed to adapt. As the rounds progress, he's playing better and better. He's very eager, and now we're approaching the final 2 matches, hopefully 2, said Ferrero. The season he's having is exceptional. A lot of credit must be given for what he's doing, delivering high-level tennis tournament after tournament. It's admirable, and we take our hats off. I give him a 10, he's in the semifinals, improving each round, and physically he's doing very well. On the Wimbledon semifinal opponent. Regarding Fritz, a player whom Alcaraz has beaten twice in their previous meetings, Ferrero said he is a very dangerous player and will try to dominate. He likes to move the ball around. I think from the baseline and in terms of overall tennis, Carlos is slightly superior. On serve, maybe Fritz has the upper hand. It's going to be a beautiful battle that will be decided from the baseline. I expect a long match, he pointed out. The American said ahead of the match that if he plays like he did in the first 2 sets against Karen Khachanov, there's not much any opponent can do against him. Every match is different. Facing Carlos is not the same as facing Khachanov. It may be similar or it may not. Feelings come and go. What's clear is that regardless of Fritz's level, Carlos is ready to fight, and mentally he's very strong, which is the most important thing. From here, the goal is to stay calm, rest well, recover as best as possible, and be mentally fresh for the semifinals. Carlos already has the experience of playing this kind of match. Improve? There are always little things to work on, we won't reveal them here for the opponent's sake. But there are always small aspects to improve, a forehand, a backhand, a slice, a defensive play. He always tries to enjoy himself as much as possible. Some matches are more fun than others, but we make sure to remind him that he has to play with his unique DNA, always going for the win, and always remembering to enjoy it. If Carlos is different in one way, it's that he truly enjoys playing. Alcaraz responds to Fritz, I'm really looking forward to this match, I'll have to raise my level. The Spaniard faces Taylor Fritz this Friday for a spot in the Wimbledon final. Carlos Alcaraz is aiming for another Wimbledon final, but to get there he'll have to beat American Taylor Fritz, who, in a press conference, boasted about his outstanding grass court game at the All England club. The Mercian knows this, and thus admits that if he wants to win, he'll have to raise his current level in London. The American won titles in Stuttgart and Eastbourne before surviving 2 tough 5-setters in the early rounds of Wimbledon against Giovanni Mpci-Perricard and Gabriel Diallo, and then crushed Khachanov in the quarterfinals, firing 16 aces and a total of 47 winners. Fritz is highly confident in his game, so much so that he warned Alcaraz, if I play like I did in the first 2 sets, against Khachanov, there's not much anyone can do on the other side of the net, he said in a press conference. The American will face Alcaraz for the 3rd time in his career in what will be his first Wimbledon semifinal. And he's hoping to pull off an upset. I'm glad this match won't be on clay with Roland Garros balls. That would be an absolute nightmare. Grass levels the playing field, so I'm confident in how I'm playing. I believe in the way I played those first 2 sets against Khachanov, Fritz explained. The bold warning from Carlos Alcaraz's rival at Wimbledon, there's little anyone can do. World number 5 Taylor Fritz will fight against the Mercian for a place in the Wimbledon final and is confident he will win. Wimbledon already knows its first semifinal, Carlos Alcaraz versus Taylor Fritz. The world number 2 is 1 step away from his 3rd straight final in the grass court Grand Slam. The Mercian is riding high both physically and mentally after a comfortable win over Britain's Cameron Norrie. His opponent in this penultimate round is American Taylor Fritz. The world number 5 beat Russian Karen Khachanov in 4 sets, 6-3, 6-4, 1-6, 7-6, in 2 hours and 36 minutes, achieving his best ever result at this Grand Slam. The Californian is dreaming big, and in the press conference after his quarterfinal, he surprised everyone with a bold warning to Alcaraz, I believe in how I'm playing. I know how I played in those first 2 sets. Playing like that, there's little the opponent on the other side can do. They've only faced each other twice, both wins for Alcaraz. Despite never beating him, Fritz is overflowing with confidence. He also joked about the difference in balls used at Wimbledon compared to Roland Garros. Thank goodness we're not playing Roland Garros with those balls, that would be an absolute nightmare. Grass really evens things out, Fritz reflected in statements to AS. Kyrgios doesn't hold back praising Alcaraz and Sinner and their Paris final, one of the best ever. Nick Kyrgios believes the future of men's tennis lies in the hands of generational talents Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner, who are set to dominate the sport for the next decade. They've become this generation's answer to the Big Three, especially after Roland Garros, which was one of the highest quality finals this sport has ever seen. I think Alcaraz and Sinner definitely hold the reins, said Kyrgios, a former Wimbledon finalist. They are the changing of the guard. Federer and Nadal are gone, and I think the sport has felt that. Only one member of the Big Three remains, Novak Djokovic, who continues to chase Federer's record 8 Wimbledon titles. I think, and I hate to say it, that Djokovic is nearing the end, Kyrgios added. He's still an incredible player and still competitive, but I'm not sure for how much longer. I think Alcaraz and Sinner will lead this sport for the next 10 to 15 years. We saw it at Roland Garros. It was one of the highest quality finals this sport has ever seen, so we should all enjoy the ride. These guys have incredible talent, Kyrgios continued. They are once-in-a-generation talents and athletes. Tennis is thriving with these two competing for Grand Slams. We saw it at Roland Garros. It was one of the highest quality finals ever, so we should all enjoy the ride. Alcaraz's subtle warning to Djokovic, it's not what it seems. Carlos Alcaraz dominated Britain's last hope in singles, Cameron Norrie, reaching his 3rd consecutive semi-final. The 2-time champion will face American Taylor Fritz on Friday. He has 2 days to recover, though he already seems in peak condition, and to prepare for the match against the ATP grass court champion in Stuttgart and Eastbourne. The Spaniard won the Queen's Tournament. On Wednesday, the Spaniard booked a training session at Aorangi Park at noon. His plan is not to hit on Thursday, dedicating the day more to relaxation, maybe golf or a stroll around London. After practice at the All England Club, he headed back to the rented house in Wimbledon to watch the quarterfinals between Novak Djokovic vs Flavio Cobolli and Jannik Sinner vs Ben Shelton. I'm a tennis lover, and as such I enjoy watching these kinds of matches, he said, not hiding the more professional aspect of scouting potential opponents in a possible final. There are some interesting quarters. I like watching matches to pick up tactics for the future, said Alcaraz, clarifying, I haven't seen much of Djokovic or Sinner in this tournament. I've only heard that Djokovic played very well in the first 2 or 3 matches and that Sinner was doing great until what happened with Dimitrov. Alcaraz sent a warning to Novak Djokovic regarding his quarterfinal opponent, Italian Flavio Cobolli, who had never reached such an advanced round at a Grand Slam. At 23 and ranked world number 24, the Mercian knows him well and trusts his abilities. It's not what it seems. These are tougher quarterfinals than they appear. I trained with Flavio earlier this week, and his level is amazing. It will be interesting to watch his match with Djokovic, said the 7-time champion, whom Alcaraz has beaten in the last 2 Wimbledon finals. He'll watch it quietly with his team and family. He's done his job and has also secured qualification for the ATP finals in Turin. He's on a 23-match winning streak and is unbeaten in 19 matches at Wimbledon. He started the tournament without his best serve, but has since adapted to the heavier, slower balls, and has now fully regained his rhythm. He's all set in his quest for a 6th Grand Slam title, the hat trick in London. Could love also be in play at Wimbledon? As rackets clash and the grass trembles under the footsteps of the world's best tennis players, a parallel story has captured public attention, the closeness between Emma Raducanu and Carlos Alcaraz. Is it simply a strong friendship or is there something more between these 2 young tennis stars? Amid wins, eliminations, and ovations, the spotlight has unexpectedly turned toward the stands. Raducanu has been seen supporting Alcaraz with a constant smile, and the rumors didn't take long to appear. Today, we explore what is known, what is speculated, and what could be about the relationship between these 2 of today's brightest sports stars. Carlos Alcaraz, one of the most promising players of his generation, has not only made headlines for his performance at Wimbledon but also for what's happening off the court. In one of the most talked about matches of the tournament, his match against Andrei Rublev, Emma Raducanu was seen among the spectators. Her presence was neither accidental nor subtle. She was seen cheering, smiling, and celebrating every Alcaraz point with noticeable enthusiasm. Emma Raducanu, 2021 US Open champion, was eliminated in the third round after a tough match against Aryna Sabalenka. However, instead of leaving Wimbledon like other eliminated players, she decided to stay and support Alcaraz. This decision sparked curiosity, generating headlines and social media buzz. What makes a top-level tennis player stay just to support another player? The media quickly began to speculate. Their closeness isn't new. Raducanu and Alcaraz have known each other for a while and have shared moments on and off the tour. What was once seen as simple camaraderie is now under the microscope. Their gestures, looks, and laughs have been interpreted by some as signs of something more than friendship. The press didn't take long to ask direct questions. In a recent interview, Emma was asked about her bond with Carlos. With a calm smile, she replied, "We're just friends." That statement, though clear, didn't stop the rumors. In fact, for many, her smile said more than her words. Speculation grew, and fans started following their every move. Memes, sensational headlines, and online theories exploded. Despite the media buzz, what is official is their upcoming partnership in mixed doubles at the US Open. This sporting collaboration has been confirmed and announced with enthusiasm by both players. Their chemistry on the court, which already seems visible off it, is expected to be a key factor in their performance. This pairing has drawn even more attention. The news of their participation in mixed doubles was met with excitement by fans. Seeing two such charismatic and young figures work together has raised expectations for a thrilling tournament. However, this professional closeness has also added fuel to the fire of romance rumors. And although neither has given any concrete signs, their meaningful looks on court continue to spark chatter. What's interesting is how sport, especially tennis, can become a stage for stories that go beyond athletic performance. The attention figures like Raducanu and Alcaraz receive isn't limited to their skills. The public looks for stories, emotions, and human connections. In this context, any gesture, no matter how small, can become the center of a much bigger story than it really is. And that's exactly what's happening now with this possible friendship, or romance. During Alcaraz's match with Rublev, cameras often focused on Raducanu. Her expression each time Alcaraz scored a point was widely shared on social media. Her enthusiasm was evident and genuine, which many interpreted as a sign of emotional closeness. But can a show of support really reveal so much? The line between analysis and speculation is sometimes very thin. Raducanu, known for her discretion and maturity despite her youth, has handled the situation intelligently. Her statement about being just friends with Alcaraz was short and direct. Still, as often happens with celebrities, silence can also fuel curiosity. Alcaraz, for his part, has avoided commenting on the matter, remaining focused on his game and his progress in the tournament. That attitude has only deepened the mystery. The possibility of seeing them together at the US Open as a mixed doubles team adds another dimension. This format isn't just a sporting opportunity, it's also a media showcase. Doubles require coordination, trust, and lots of communication, elements they already seem to have. Fans hope that connection will translate into a memorable performance in New York.